You only need one good year to completely change your life. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to be perfect. You only need one good year. 1 year where you stop drifting. 1 year where you stop avoiding the hard things. 1 year where you decide to lock in. Because here's the truth most people never realize. Lives don't change slowly because change is impossible. They change slowly because people never fully commit. They try halfway, they focus temporarily, then they quit quietly. But when someone gives 1 full year, a real year, of focus, discipline, and intentional effort, everything changes. 1 good year can change the trajectory of your future. Think about it, where you were 1 year ago. Now imagine what could change if you locked in for 1 year. 1 year of intentional effort can separate you from the life you're tired of living. And what better time to start than now? As we go into 2026, use this year to completely change your life. Most people dramatically overestimate what they can change in a week and severely underestimate what they can change in a year. They want fast results, immediate proof, overnight transformation. And when life doesn't reward them instantly, they assume the dream was impossible. But real change doesn't come from intensity alone. It comes from consistency. A year isn't powerful because it's long. It's powerful because it's long enough. Long enough for habits to form. Long enough for discipline to replace motivation. Long enough for effort to compound. 1 year of intentional living can undo years of stagnation, if you're willing to show up for it. Think about how fast the last year passed. It felt long while you were in it, but short when you looked back. That's how time works. The last year moved whether you grew or not. The next year will pass whether you act or stay still. Time is neutral. What matters is what you do while it moves. 1 year of consistent effort compounds faster than you think. 30 minutes a day turns into hundreds of focused hours. Small habits stack into visible transformation. Minor improvements add up to major momentum. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. You need to stop quitting on yourself every few weeks. Because progress doesn't announce itself, it sneaks up on you. And most people quit because they don't hear applause. Most people don't fail because they lack potential. They fail because they lack commitment. They start strong, driven by emotion and excitement, and stop when things get boring. They rely on motivation, which disappears the moment life gets uncomfortable. They change plans too often. They chase shortcuts. They abandon routines before they have time to work. Distraction becomes their lifestyle, and comfort becomes their default. So their years blur together. Different calendar, same habits, same results. A good year doesn't happen by accident. It's built quietly, through boring days, repetitive effort, and invisible progress. And most people aren't willing to stay consistent long enough to see what they're capable of. A good year isn't flashy. It doesn't look like constant wins. It doesn't feel exciting every day. It doesn't come with instant validation. A good year is repetitive, structured, disciplined. It's showing up on days when motivation is gone. It's doing the work when no one is watching. It's trusting the process when doubt gets loud. It's choosing consistency over excitement, direction over distraction, long-term growth over short-term relief. From the outside, it looks ordinary, but from the inside, it's life-changing. Because that's how transformation actually happens. 1 good year requires focus. Not doing everything, but doing the right things repeatedly. Focus means saying no. No to distractions. No to wasted energy. No to habits that pull you away from your goals. But you cannot grow everywhere at once. You need to be focused in one direction. Growth requires direction. It requires choice. It requires focus. When you focus in a single direction, small actions compound. Every day, every decision, every effort begins to build momentum. And momentum turns into transformation. Energy stops leaking. Progress becomes measurable. Confidence begins to build. 1 year of focused effort beats 10 years of scattered effort. Every single time. And the biggest growth you will notice during the year of focused effort, it won't be on the outside. It happens internally. You begin to see yourself differently, as someone who shows up, as someone who keeps promises to themselves, as someone who doesn't quit when it gets uncomfortable. That identity shift changes everything. Because once discipline becomes who you are, it no longer feels forced. Once consistency becomes normal, results become inevitable. You stop waiting for motivation. You stop negotiating with excuses. You just do the work. And the work starts working. But most people delay starting because they're waiting for certainty. But certainty doesn't come before action. It comes from action. You don't need the full roadmap. You need the next step. Start imperfectly. Adjust as you go. Learn through experience. Momentum creates clarity. A good year isn't perfectly planned. It's consistently executed. Discipline works quietly. One workout doesn't transform your body. One focused session doesn't build mastery. And one good decision doesn't change your life. But hundreds do. Over a year, discipline stacks. Strength builds slowly. Skills sharpen steadily. Confidence grows naturally. And one day, you look back and realize you're not the same person anymore. Not because of luck, not because of talent, but because you stayed consistent when quitting would have been easier. On the other side of one good year are opportunities you don't even know exist. Opportunities appear because you're prepared. Confidence replaces hesitation. Clarity replaces confusion. You move differently. You think differently. You trust yourself. Not because life became easy, but because you became capable. And once momentum exists, everything accelerates. If you're listening to this might be your year. Not because the timing is perfect, not because the conditions are ideal, but because you're tired of staying the same, tired of wasted potential, tired of excuses, tired of watching time pass without progress. You don't need to change everything today. You need to start. You don't need 10 years to change your life. You need one good year. 1 year of discipline over distraction. 1 year of focus over comfort. 1 year of showing up even when it's hard. A year from now, you'll be older anyway. The only question is, will you be stronger, more skilled, closer to the life you want? Or will it be another year that slipped by? You only need one good year, so make it this one.